going on, guys? Welcome to another Player versus Podcast. My name is Dalton, also known as Esports Dinner. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Daniel, also known as Rapid Reacts. Today, we're going to break down why Microsoft is going to lose the Activision deal and much more. Let's get into it.
We went to the Game Awards for the very first time. Both me and you had a absolute blast. What was your highlight of the night besides Bill Clinton?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think my favorite part was just the trip with you guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, I had an absolute blast at the Game Awards by hanging out with all of these other creators that we've connected with over the past. That was my highlight. If we're talking about strictly the Game Awards, Elden Ring sneaking up and winning Game of the Year. That was super exciting for me because I called this first off. And then also I was like, there's no way Elden Ring wins with God of War winning 7 awards already. Like, the night is already chalked. Everybody's talking. Like, everybody in our group chat was saying that, God of War is going to have a clean sweep.
Dude,
and I was like, no.
The whole night, every category, which, by the way, I was almost right on almost all of them. But, like, every category, winner, God of War. Winner, God of War. Winner, God of War. I was like, I see where this is going. And we're texting each other in the group chat because me and you were kind of sitting away from each other, for those who didn't know. And I'm just like, we're everybody's like, well, this is it. They're winning Game of the Year. They're winning everything, right? And I was like, damn. I was like, Elden Ring got art direction, but we all predicted that too. Like, so I was just like, okay, well, I guess this is it. And for the dude to say Elden Ring, I was floored. I was like,
I was shook.
What?
I'm sure Mike has it, but insert the clip of me like going crazy after Elden Ring wins because I was genuinely super excited here. I was like, God of War won for sure. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, what are you like?
Yeah.
No way. That's crazy.
Game of the Year winner is Elden Ring.
Let's go. To be fair, completely deserves it, right? We all had to put our chips in on who we thought was going to win. Both games to me were masterpieces and would have won Game of the Year on no matter what year they came out on. And this was a battle of two fucking titans. And it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? I'm ecstatic Elden Ring won Game of the Year. Trust me, I'm not hating on that. But I was rooting for God of War. Just,
Fair.
But also, we got to see some people that we look up to and some streamers we've always wanted to meet. And for me, I got to meet Greg Miller and Blessing at Ayoye from Kind of Funny, which was awesome. Those guys are like,
dude, they were such great guys. They were so nice.
Super approachable. Super that's the one thing you don't expect. Like when you meet people who are like celebrities or bigger, you think they're going to be assholes. You're like, yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. Shoot. Right. Dude, totally approachable. Like, Greg Miller welcomed us in with open arms.
They had people coming up to them all night too, and they were just like, "Yeah, let's chat. Like, tell us about you. Like, let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like, I'm here to just shoot the shit with you." And that was awesome. That felt so cool.
Dude, I'm like, telling Greg Miller, I was like, I know you hear it all the time, but you're my inspiration. Yada yada. I'm on TikTok. He's like, oh, you're on TikTok. He went to go see it. I didn't even ask him to do it. He followed me on TikTok. I was over the moon. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, Blessing, same thing. He sees my TikTok and he's like, oh, you reviewed Callisto Protocol. What do you think about it? And then we're just talking for like 5 minutes about how we both are like in the minority and actually loved Callisto Protocol. And I was like, this is awesome. And he followed me too. And I was like, what? But I think the biggest person, well, Phil Spencer's the other one we'll get to in a second. But
Phil Spencer was cool. But
you got to meet one of your favorites, which is Ludwig. And how
I watched all of Ludwig's content.
How was that experience?
It was cool. I mean, Ludwig just seemed super chill. Like it was like the middle of the show and I'm like, oh dude, I'm parched. I gotta go get some water. So I run up to the concessions and literally as I'm like standing there, I like look over, I'm like, wait, I recognize that guy. That's Ludwig. Oh my God. So then I was like, hey Ludwig, can I get a photo real quick? And he's like, absolutely, man. I literally take one selfie and then I go, love your content. Hope you win Creator of the Year. And he goes, thanks, man. Gives me a fist bump. And I walk away. Super cool interaction. And then my girlfriend comes up and I was like, look, it's Ludwig, because we watch him all the time, like again, all of his content. And then she was like, oh my God, can you ask for a photo for me? So I like go up to him, I was like, yo, Lud, can I ask you to take a photo with my girlfriend too? And he's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Snap a couple flicks, like super cool guy. Just super chill.
The thing I love about him is like, I don't watch his content, but I know his story. And like, I always respect grinders because I'm a grinder. You're a grinder. Like, that we know how that is. And for him to like come through at the end of that and become like one of the biggest streamers and one of the biggest YouTubers. Like,
bro won Creator of the Year at the Game Awards.
Like he deserved that.
Yeah,
like I respect the hell of guy. I wish I could have met him, but it's cool. But like, he's the one that was like, I saw and I was like, that's Ludwig. There was a few people I was like, is that? Yeah, I think that's him. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's But he had the beach blonde hair. He had the tan suit. You're like, oh, that's you could spot Ludwig at that show
from a mile away.
From a mile away, dude. It was like, what? Yeah. Greg Miller too. To be fair, Greg Miller had a flashy red top on and
very flamboyant outfit for sure.
So yeah, that was just a hell of a show. I can't wait to go again, and hopefully they keep leaving it open to the public. It was such an awesome experience, but definitely motivated me to go to like every single event this coming year. So
100%. We got a lot more coming. I want to hear your biggest, not necessarily surprise, but like what award were you like, they should not have won that?
It has to be, what was the multiplayer? The one that Splatoon won? I think everybody, you could hear the shock in the room.
Yes.
When Splatoon won, everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, over all those games, over what? Multiverses, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Like, dude, Splatoon
3. Yeah. Which, again, I don't think is really selling that many copies. Doesn't have that great of a multiplayer experience in terms of like online multiplayer because it's Nintendo. But I mean, I was like upset about that. I still am. I was like, how are you going to snub three great games in that category to say, oh yeah, Splatoon 3 is the best multiplayer game this year?
It has its little niche audience that
I don't care. It's still not the best multiplayer game this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has a little niche audience, but it's like it felt very much like one of those awards that was like, well, we got to give something to Nintendo so they keep coming every year to the Game Awards. You know what I mean? And they won. I think they won like 3 or 4 awards that night. They had a very big night for not having a lot of games. Kirby won, which I that fully deserved it for me. I love Kirby. But Splatoon,
I would have liked to see Lego Star Wars win. I think it had a great showing. But again, I respect the Kirby games.
Every category that Nintendo won, except for Splatoon's category, I understood. And I was like, I could see it. Splatoon, don't see it. Nobody in the room did. Like I said, everybody was like, what? The reactions in the room were priceless.
The other one that I have that I was kind of taken back on is the best community support went to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Over Fortnite and how innovative it is every single year? You're going to pick Final Fantasy?
It's like, so last year and the years prior, that category, in my memory, I could be wrong, Final Fantasy's always there, Fortnite's always there, Apex was always there, right? But they weren't never doing anything really big, and that award could have gone to everybody. Fortnite fully deserved that award this year. For Zero Build,
absolutely,
for all the collabs, they fully deserve that award this time. Like, they earned that shit, and they still lost to Final Fantasy. And I feel like Final Fantasy, again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I feel like they win every year. It's a very popular game. Not to us, but to other people.
Have you played Final Fantasy before?
I play like the mainline games that never got into the MMOs.
Okay, so the last one in the series is coming out next year, and it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
Which is also surprising because I'm like, really? You're what 17 games in and your last one's going to be an exclusive? I don't think the other ones have been exclusive, right?
No, I don't think so. But the reason that Square, because they're doing it for Spoken too, the reason they're doing so many PlayStation exclusives, according to rumors, is because they want PlayStation to purchase them. They want PlayStation to acquire them. That was the rumor. So like they're giving Sony all these exclusives. They're selling off, you know, entire like branches or whatever you want to call it. Remember they sold off Tomb Raider and all that kind of stuff. Like they just have, I think right now, like in terms of gaming, their Japanese division, which is Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and a couple other things. And that's what they want Sony to acquire. That it's been a while now, so I don't think.
I mean, those are the biggest IPs from Square Enix, so it makes sense.
So I don't think Sony at this point is going to acquire them because I feel like they would have done it already, unless they're waiting for the whole Xbox thing to blow over before they acquire anybody else, which could be the case because, like I said, they're not having an event because they don't want to prove that they have all these exclusives and stuff. All Xbox.
That is true, but you got to remember that, like right after the Activision deal, I want to say like 2 months after, Sony acquired Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
So like they are still acquiring other like publishers, right?
Yep.
But I mean, again, I agree. I think that we've seen a pause on rumors of like EA or Ubisoft or any of these large developers being sold off because they're waiting on the decision for Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Because let's say, hypothetically, like PlayStation or Sony goes out and buys EA, that gives Microsoft to be like every reason that this deal should go through.
Yeah.
Now, right now, the only focus is that Xbox doesn't acquire Activision Blizzard.
So that leads us into our next segment.
Yeah.
Great segue there, Dalton. Xbox is about to lose its Activision deal.
Yeah.
So apparently, and you know the story well too, Sony's been trying to cockblock this entire thing, pardon my French, for a while now. But now the FTC is getting involved and is threatening, or they might actually go and sue Xbox over this deal. What are your thoughts on this?
So the FTC is suing Microsoft over the deal to try and block it. This is what the FTC has to say about Microsoft. Microsoft has shown that it can and will withhold content from its gaming rivals. Today, we seek to stop Microsoft from gaining control over a leading independent game studio and using it to harm competition in multiple dynamic and fast-growing gaming markets. So pretty much they're saying, because Xbox previously has had exclusive content or acquired studios and made some content exclusive, they're like, no, we can't let that happen. But on the
sorry to interrupt, they're talking about Bethesda, right? When they say that?
Yeah. I mean, Bethesda's been the biggest acquisition over the last couple of years. So they're like, yeah, you bought Bethesda and you made some things exclusive, even though you said that you wouldn't. But then it's also going to hurt like the gaming industry. Again, going back to Final Fantasy is an exclusive, even though that PlayStation doesn't own that. PlayStation has 10 times the amount of first person and also exclusive titles than Microsoft and Xbox do.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the reason is kind of bullshit. Like I don't agree with it. I think that the FTC is trying to delay and give themselves more time to be able to really figure out what are we going to do here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that it's also been an issue in the UK. So they've been sued in the UK, and that you had to see a lot of like court documents, and we've made plenty of videos about that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like where this deal is headed, they have to go over two major barriers before even getting to the finish line.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is like, I can kind of see both sides on it because, they did buy Bethesda and make most of their games exclusive except for the live service ones like Fallout 76, which those games are already out. You can't really make them exclusive after the fact. So I can see what the FTC's like argument here, but at the same time, like, do you think the FTC just hates Xbox? I'm seeing that floating around. Like, I don't know if they have some bad blood. Maybe you could shed some light on that.
No, I don't necessarily think it's like a favoritism towards one company over another. Yeah. I mean, I think that they're like, hey, the market is okay within the gaming space, and this would completely change things. And they're like, we don't really want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that's in a way it is their place to step in, but it's not, because I truly believe that Microsoft will make Activision Blizzard better. They will bring it to more platforms. I truly believe in this deal. I know a lot of people are like really against it. I've heard plenty of PlayStation players though agree that this deal should go through, and the reasoning behind a lot of these lawsuits is bullshit.
Yeah. Like for me, it's just like, if it was the other way around, if it was PlayStation, and you know me, I lean more towards PlayStation, but even I'm saying this, if the tables were turned and it was PlayStation buying Activision, that, you know what I mean? It'd be a whole different story.
Oh, 100%.
A whole different story.
You know, PlayStation would make it an exclusive, and they've done that for years, and that's their business model. Microsoft is trying to say, hey, that is not our business model anymore. We concede the console wars. You won. You can have the exclusives. Yeah. We're out here selling a subscription service. Yeah. That's what we're here for. And I mean, they've also positioned themselves really well. They've partnered with Nintendo and Valve, both on 10-year deals if the deal does go through.
Yeah.
So they're positioned well in terms of this lawsuit. I think it's about a 50-50 chance whether it goes through at this point. And it's really up in the air.
It's crazy too, because like you just mentioned the 10-year deals, they offer that to Sony too. With also the caveat that they could put it on PlayStation Plus.
That's the big
There was no restrictions at all. And Sony still said, nah, screw you. We'd rather just block this deal outright. Like,
from what I saw, Sony hasn't agreed or declined on the deal.
Yeah.
So the deal is still out there. And I believe it's a 10-year deal plus the opportunity to put the Call of Duty games on PlayStation Plus, which would be insane. Again, for me, that was like my like vision of like, okay, Sony's worried about Game Pass. They're worried about putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. They're trying to stop that. And Microsoft's like, we will do anything. We will literally give you the game to put on your subscription service. Just let us have the IP.
And it should be clear too, the thing about the FTC might hate him or whatever is that quote, I forgot who it came from. Maybe we could put it at a caption or something like that. But it was somebody from Microsoft who said, in regards to the FTC, they won't even hear us out about making like a binding contract saying we have to release these games on PlayStation no matter what. Like, so legally they have to. FTC won't even hear any of that. And it's just like, what? That's the solution you want. We will put it on contract. This will come out on PlayStation forever. And they don't want, no, we don't want to hear it. It's just like
Microsoft is doing everything possible right now to try and get this deal to go through. I mean, it's clear that they have a long-term vision for it. It's clear why they want it. And again, it comes down to the subscription services that they own. And we haven't even talked about cloud gaming. That's another big one that it's like, that would be massive. To be able to put Call of Duty on xCloud and be able to play on any device wherever you are. Insane.
For me as a fan and lover of video games and past video games and video game history, for me, the most exciting part of the deal is getting all that dead IP revived, right? Like, I'm not gonna name them all, but like you get it. Like all the games that have like
Guitar Hero, Skylanders, dude, all the old games that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah, like there's a ton of them. You know them. That's what I'm looking forward to, is all that IP getting revived. And Phil Spencer already promised that. Like, we're gonna bring back Hexen or whatever that game was called, like all that stuff, you know?
No, it's definitely exciting, and I hope the deal goes through. But right now, with everything going on, I give it about a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. So speaking of Activision now, this is a little bit of a wilder story. Apparently you're gonna get banned for talking shit in the game in about 2 years' time. So where this comes from is a report that came out that Activision is working with Caltech to develop some kind of AI that can detect when people are harassing other people, trolling, racist, sexist, you name it. Like the AI will be able to detect it and just ban you straight up for it. So what do you think about this? Because it's kind of a slippery slope to me.
It is. I mean, look, recently Riot Games started recording voice chat. And they have a system to be able to detect and ban players based off of a similar precedent to try and stop toxic gamers. And Riot Games and Ubisoft have now partnered together to create this AI to be able to implement in their games very similar to Activision. I think that this is the way that gaming is headed. I think that AI is going to take a huge step in the gaming world. We've seen AI with photos, with apps, with scripts, with a variety of other things as of recently, but AI will be able to detect and quickly take action on those that ban or that break terms of service, essentially.
Yeah. People made the joke on my video about this that like COD's player base is going to go down to 0 because that's just like that's part of the culture at this point. It's sad, it's terrible, especially when you get into like the really nasty stuff like racism and sexism. That shit just needs to go, period. But like trolling and shit talking, I'm like, we gotta like leave a little bit of a leash there because that's just part of the culture. As long as it's not like super offensive and it's just like, bro, you fucking suck. Like, you suck at this game. I don't think that's hurting anything, you know?
But do you think it's valid to like say toxic culture is a part of our gaming culture?
No.
And that's why we need to keep it?
Yeah. No, I feel you. Like, I don't want it in every game, but I feel like at this point, Call of Duty is just notorious for it. It's known for it. Like people want.
I think they're trying to change the narrative.
People wanted proximity chat for this reason. Like they wanted classic Call of Duty lobbies back, and they finally got it. And now in 2 years, they're not really going to have it in that kind of way anymore. But
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. If we think back, what makes Call of Duty really is the lobbies. Think about Modern Warfare 2, the original one, where you're in the lobby and you're with some 8-year-olds calling them a squeaker or being called a squeaker yourself, or like. There are so many things that obviously cannot be said on this podcast or should not be repeated from those lobbies. But that's kind of what makes Call of Duty. So I hear you out there. But I think that, again, Activision is trying to change this narrative of like, that's not who we are or what we want to be. We want to be known for this great game with a lot of bugs, obviously, and makes a lot of money.
Yeah, for me,
that's what they want to be known for.
The slippery slope part for me just comes from like, there's 2 different types of like smack talk, right? And it's just like, in everything competitive in the NBA, you could watch a game, you won't hear it, but you could see those guys are like they're going back and forth. They're talking shit. You know what I mean? But it's only not, they're not attacking each other's character. They're just like, oh, you suck. You're gonna miss that free throw. You're gonna miss that shot. Like, I think that stuff's okay as long as like both people are comfortable with it, right? But then there's a slippery slope of like maybe people don't want to jump in lobbies where they're getting called garbage at a game, even if it's not racist or sexist or whatever. So it's a tough call.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we'll see this throughout gaming in general.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just going to be Call of Duty. You'll see it in games like Rainbow Six. You'll see it in Valorant. You'll see it in League.
Yeah.
You'll see it in any game that you probably play as of right now.
Yeah.
I could definitely see, if they haven't already, Epic Games doing something similar for Fortnite and Rocket League.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, actually, no, Rocket League already has something where they are very strict about what you can and can't say.
Mhm.
I know our editor, Mike, has been banned multiple times for saying things like kill yourself, pussy, random things like that. Just like, it's just in text chat. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, it's not justifying it, but it's like he instantly gets like a 7-day ban.
Wow. Damn.
They're very strict about it. So,
man, Mike, you don't play around, huh? Jeez. All right. So moving on to the next story. Have you heard about the God of War TV show?
I've heard of rumors, but tell me more.
Okay, so it was rumors before and leaks and stuff like that. Now official. Amazon officially picked it up. It's going to be on Prime Video when it eventually does launch. But we got some interesting tidbits about it. One is that they're doing what Last of Us is doing by bringing on Neil Druckmann, so somebody from the video game world to assist with the development of the show. They're doing the same thing here. They're bringing in Cory Barlog, who's the director of 2018 God of War, to be executive producer, like a very high role. So
solid.
Super promising from the jump. They are going to follow the Norse mythology storyline from 2018 God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Whether or not we'll see, flashbacks of all the Greek stuff that happened in the original God of Wars is yet to be seen, but so far, just sounds super promising. So now, I want to play a fun little game, because you are a little bit familiar with God of War, of who would you cast as Kratos and Atreus?
Oh, God.
Kratos?
I think, dude,
Kratos, I feel like
Kratos is easy.
But Atreus,
Christopher Judge should be Kratos. Yeah. In my opinion, if it were my direction, I think all games should also have the same voice actors for the live action or for the animated series or whatever they're doing. Yeah. It just makes sense. Like, that's who you connect to in the game.
Yeah.
And that's who you want your audience to connect to if you're really playing off of this story. So that's who I would cast is the cast from the game.
For both Kratos and Atreus. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So that would be Sonny Soljic and Christopher Judge for you.
Yep.
For me, because I follow the movie world so much and I know how these movie games and TV show games usually go, I know they're going to want bigger names. So sadly, it's probably not going to be Christopher Judge and Sonny. Atreus, that's a hard one. I still don't know who I would cast on that. Like, people are saying Tom Holland, he's a little bit too old for that role, because this is
he really has to portray a boy, not like a young man.
This is going to start with 2018 God of War, so he's going to be a kid. He's going to be a boy, right? So I feel like they're going to go with an unknown actor for that, right? But for Kratos, for me, it'd probably be between Dave Bautista and Tom Hardy. Like,
very solid. Both choices.
Yeah, those are the two that I'm thinking of. Bautista's getting a little bit on the older side. They're both getting a little bit older, but and Tom Hardy is a little bit, as much as I love him and a great actor as he is, he's a little bit on the shorter side. So then, they both have things that are missing there. But yeah, it's between those two for me. A third one would be what's the guy's name who played Aquaman? I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now.
He was a part of the
Jason Momoa. So I saw some fan art of Jason Momoa, head shaved off, beard like Kratos, red thing like Kratos. He looked just like him. I was like, he's the one that looks the most like Kratos when you give him that look. So that's another honorable mention.
You know who should do like the boys character? Did you ever see The Adam Project on Netflix?
Yeah.
It had Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
The kid from that should be in the show.
Yeah.
Or it's a show or a movie?
It's a show. So it's going to be it's going to be a TV show just like The Last of Us, which I feel like TV shows are going to work the best for stuff that's based on video games, right? Because video games are so big, right? Or they can be so big. There's a lot of stories to tell there. And so like bring that down to like a 2-hour movie never really works. And that's why they usually go with like a whole different story on these movies based on video games. So
it makes sense.
The TV show might actually work out. I'm not big on the network that's going to be on, which is Prime Video. Not a big fan of that app. Probably I couldn't even tell you a show. Well, no, I could. Invincible is great. The Boys is great. So those two are great. So they do have some great things there, but I'm a huge fan of HBO, and I would have loved for this to be on HBO.
Oh,
HBO.
that would have been amazing.
Yeah, like right there with The Last of Us. Also, when it's on HBO, it's less restrictions. They could go as bloody and gory as they want.
Yeah.
You know. So I guess Amazon they could too, because The Boys is pretty gory. So I'm contradicting myself.
I'm just happy that Netflix didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The only thing
100%.
that Netflix has done well, like in terms of like what they've been putting out for game wise, is like Arcane, like the animated series.
Arcane's a masterpiece, and it won.
Yeah.
Like I knew it would. People watch Arcane. I'm telling you too, Dalton. Please.
Okay. I'm not into anime.
I know.
You know that, but
you're gonna love it, dude. I'm telling you, it's so good.
Okay. I'll give it a chance. Okay. Something I'm really excited about is Game Pass. Now, Game Pass is already the best deal in gaming, in my opinion, but it's about to get even cheaper. So, Microsoft right now is playing around with an Xbox Game Pass Lite, is what we'll call it for now, right?
They're not calling
so essentially, what's gonna
they're not calling it that, right?
I don't know. This is what I've just seen. Okay, Xbox Game Pass Lite is what we're gonna refer to it as. Cool. Okay. So essentially, what Microsoft is going to do is place ads on your game. So before you launch the game, you're going to watch an ad and be able to play the game right after.
Yeah.
Now, the nice thing about this is it's going to be between $3 to $5 per month.
Yep.
Rather than the $9.99 that you currently have to pay. Another thing that you won't get is the day one releases. What will happen is those first party games or major titles will be available 6 months after.
Yeah.
So you are going to have to wait a little bit. But for $3 a month, that's insane.
Yeah. So for me, my thoughts on this is, how long are those ads going to be before you play the game? One. And then two, they didn't allude to it in any way, so maybe it's not going to be there. But if they have ads running like in the middle of gameplay, like if you're in the middle of a gameplay section and an ad just runs, like the game pauses and the ad runs, that's going to kill it for me. If the ads are too long before you start your game, that's going to kill it for me. Like I feel like a sweet spot is like a 30 to 60 second ad integration, and then boom, you can play the game as long as you want. And then when you close,
bro, low key, I will even take it like how Twitch does, where show me 5 30-second ads. I don't care. If I'm paying $3 a month for 300 plus games in a catalog, absolutely.
Yep. And like a lot,
and you still get gold with this, by the way. So it's not like you have to buy gold plus Game Pass separately. You still get that.
Yeah. It's a great deal. And like you're getting gold, you're getting multiplayer access, you're getting, I believe, like the whole catalog of Game Pass. Now, but the only drawback is watching the ads, which a lot of people live through for that price. And then the first party games, having to wait 6 months for those to go on Game Pass. That might be a deal breaker for people who are looking forward to Starfield and Redfall and Forza Motorsport 8. Like they might not want to wait 6 months for that to come out. So it's kind of,
then spend $7 more and get the like full version. You know what I mean?
So
I think this is also a very smart way for Microsoft to also increase price on Game Pass. I see Game Pass going up to probably $12.99 and $19.99 for the two options, so the standard and the ultimate version. Then they're going to be like, hey, we increased prices, but you know what? Here's our new option. If you want to watch ads, it's $3 to $5.
And this isn't coming out of nowhere from Dalton. There's that, like Phil Spencer actually said, it's not going to be sustainable for them to not raise prices on Game Pass and on the consoles. So we both, Dalton first predicted that Game Pass was going to go up first before consoles do. And it's looking a lot more likely now.
I mean, in terms of like Xbox sales, they're crushing it. They're doing better than most of their other consoles previously. But obviously, they're still playing catch up to PlayStation. So I don't see them increasing prices on that. But again, their whole model, their business model has changed to be subscriptions. So as they continue to acquire more subscriptions, I think that they're almost at 30 million plus. Increasing a couple bucks. I mean, I know, for example, like a lot of the Apple services just increased a couple dollars, and I doubt that they lose any subscribers, if any. You know what I mean? So I foresee that being the next price increase for Microsoft, like you were saying before. In terms of like this deal, though, it also gets a lot more people in the door. And I guarantee Microsoft throws some promos where it's like, oh, you can have this for this long. And if you've already spent that money, we'll apply it towards your Game Pass. That's something I could see happening.
Then there's also the long rumored family plan. So I feel like all this is going to happen at the same time. It's going to be a whole new pricing structure. And you got your $3 light version, your $12, $13 base version, and then you got your family plan, and and then probably Ultimate squeezed in the middle of those two. So like,
yeah, I see it being $5 for ads, $12.99, $12, whatever you want to call it, for the standard version.
Yeah.
$19.99 for Ultimate, and then $25 to $30 for the family plan.
Yeah.
And now the rumors say that you're going to be able to connect 5 devices with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So 5 of your accounts, whether it's you, your friends, your family members, whatever it may be, will all have access to Game Pass.
Don't have to be in the same house, just in the same country, I believe. So as long as everybody's in the United States, it's like your Uncle Bob in Miami could have it, your cousin Joe in Tennessee could have it. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody could just all share that plan. So that's going to be cool, and that's going to save a lot of people money. So
absolutely.
Yep. Find 4 friends ASAP.
Yeah, dude, what is that? So if it's, let's say it's $25 for 5 people, that's $5 a person.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes most sense. Because again, if you have the ad version for $5, and then if you do $5 with like the bundle and it doesn't include ads, from a business standpoint, that makes sense.
Yeah. This brings us to our next segment. Guess that video game. So 20 questions to figure out what game it is. Let's start right now.
Is it on Xbox?
Which one?
Like, is it on the Xbox platforms?
I could be wrong. I don't think you could play it on the modern consoles now, even through backwards compatibility.
Okay, so it's an older Xbox game.
Yeah.
Is it like a series?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, it is.
It's a series on the older. Was it on the Xbox 360?
Yes.
Is this a first-person shooter?
No.
Is this a racing game?
Nope.
Is this an MMO?
Nope.
What can it be? Is it a third-person shooter?
Mm-mm.
Jeez. Got me stuck here. Is it a multiplayer game?
Yeah, you could play with other people, not against other.
So it's a couch co-op.
Yeah. You could play online too.
Okay. Was it on the original Xbox as well?
No.
Just Xbox 360 to clarify?
Yep. No, well, in terms of Xbox platforms, just Xbox 360. But I didn't say if it was exclusive or not.
Is it Connected Ventures?
No.
Did you need the Kinect to play it?
No.
Is this a sports game?
No.
What the hell?
Got you stumped.
How many questions have I asked?
You're at 17 right now.
17 questions? Yeah. Oh my God. And I've got no clue. Wow. I'm asking bad questions because I'm not able to narrow this down at all. Well, I know that it's not a lot of games. Was this an Xbox exclusive?
No.
Oh, so it was on other platforms. I was dead set on Xbox exclusive. My God. I'm at 18 questions?
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you one. We'll give each other one clue each in this series. Okay. All right. You weren't. This could also throw you off, but you were on the right track when you started getting to more obscure stuff like Kinect games. You were going towards the right direction. Not saying it was a Kinect game, but
is it Just Dance?
No, still on the right track though.
I've got one question left, I think. Oh my God. I'm on the right track, but it's available on multiple platforms.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Xbox 360, PS3 exclusive, I'm assuming.
Yep.
You said it was a multiplayer game?
Yeah, but like
no, you said it's a couch co-op.
Like couch co-op, and I think you could play online as well, but it's more.
But it wasn't known from online.
It was more known of like you play with your friends, and like for an Xbox 360 game to do that, it'd have to be something pretty unique. Because that was Xbox 360 was all about playing online.
Is it Skylanders?
Oh, all right. That's question 20. The game was Rock Band.
Oh my God.
So you're on the right track when you're going towards peripheral.
Yeah.
I can't even say the word.
That one was hard.
Yeah.
Like that is a hard game to guess. Like off of like what you would expect from a traditional game.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel.
Yep.
Guess that video game. Let's go.
Is this a 2000s game?
Yes.
Cool. Is this a Xbox 360 game?
It was on the Xbox 360.
Okay, so it probably came to original Xbox first. Did this come on the original Xbox first?
Yes, it was on the original Xbox.
Was it exclusive to the original Xbox?
No.
So that would mean it was on PS2 also. Is this a single player game?
It is.
Is this a Rockstar game?
No.
Okay. Shouldn't have said that because you said this was going to be hard. If it was Rockstar, it'd be pretty easy. Is this a Ubisoft game?
No.
Is this an Activision game?
Nope.
Damn. Is this a Japanese game? Like Square?
Nope.
Okay. Good, because I would not have been able to guess it if it was.
No, I know. Those are tough.
Not exclusive. That's gonna be rough. Is this a BioWare game?
No.
Is this a Bethesda game?
No.
Damn. You stumped me now. It's 10 questions, I think, right?
Yeah, well, that was 11. So you're on
12.
Coming up on your 12th question.
Should probably narrow down genre. Is this a first person shooter?
It is.
Okay, it's 12. Crazy it's not BioWare, because I was like, I really thought you were doing Mass Effect right now. First person shooter on PlayStation and Xbox. Is this a Red Faction game?
Nope.
I'd have had it. I'm trying to remember all the first person shooters that came out back in that time.
You got to remember, it's first person shooter and single player.
Yeah. I know what this is. Is this Chronicles of Riddick?
It is not.
Fuck. Damn it. I thought for sure I had it. Is this a Half-Life game?
It is.
Oh shit. All right. Orange Box.
No.
No, I'm saying Orange Box. I can't remember if it had like one or two or just two. I got 5 questions left, so I'll definitely get this. Is this the first game in the series?
No.
So is this Half-Life 2?
Yeah, it is. Wow, that was impressive. That was out of nowhere because my hint was going to be it's primarily known for PC.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was thrown off immediately because of like PS2 and Xbox.
Well, it wasn't on PS2. So when you assumed that, I was like, wrong path.
You're right. You didn't answer that. I assumed that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Damn.
2-0 and I'm 1-1. 1-1.
I thought
That's
I had
crazy.
it for sure with Chronicles of Riddick. I was so confident in that. I was like, I know what he's talking about.
I was also very close to putting BioShock as my or Mass Effect.
Didn't even think of BioShock. But then I said, oh, who made BioShock? Who published it? Wasn't that No, that's not Activision.
2K.
I didn't guess 2K, so I could have guessed BioShock too.
Yeah. I was surprised you didn't guess Valve either. Because Valve used to be a massive publisher back in the 2000s. You gotta remember.
Yeah, they just, I don't know. Whenever I think Valve, I think PC. And the only thing they really brought to console was the Orange Box. And like, I was primarily a PlayStation gamer at that point, and that port was garbage of the Orange Box.
Yeah.
And so I never played it. So I was like, I missed out on the whole thing. So
did you ever play Half-Life or Half-Life 2?
I played very little bit of like the first one, but yeah, so I know I need it.
It's so good. Even going back now, it's still such an amazing game.
I wish they would remake them. Like Obviously,
but Valve doesn't need to.
Yeah, obviously make Half-Life 3 first before anything, but
it won't happen.
Yeah.
Valve doesn't know how to count past 3 or count past 2.
I'm like, dude, I was hoping with the PSVR 2 announcement they would announce Half-Life Alyx coming to PlayStation. That would have been huge. That would have that would have made that library and that headset very enticing right there by itself, because everybody heard of how incredible Half-Life Alyx was, but it was only tied to the Steam, to the, what is it called, their VR headset, the Index. It was only tied to that. That's the only place you could play it, and that's the most expensive version of a VR headset. So if they would have been like, "Hey, this is coming to PSVR 2," PSVR 2's, whatever the price was, it's like that would have been huge for them, but they didn't secure that deal, so I don't know what happened.
Look, I don't think Valve is interested in making games or putting games where they don't need to. You know what I mean? They're making bank off of Steam alone.
Yeah.
They have no need to do anything. And it's unfortunate because, in my opinion, Valve was one of the best publishers and still holds literally 2 or 3 of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put TF2 up there in my probably top 5. Put a lot of hours into that game.
That whole thank you. That whole orange box was just incredible, man. From what I heard, like I said,
absolutely.
I didn't get to play it. Like, I've had many opportunities to play Portal. I'm not a puzzle game guy though, so I never played it because I heard it's a puzzle game.
Bro, for somebody who is not a single player gamer, Half-Life 2 and Portal are 2 of my favorite games ever.
Really? Oh shit.
Amazing. And again, I played Portal 1 and was so excited for Portal 2. I've replayed that game multiple times.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Both I wish they would make a Portal 3. Never gonna happen. But you'll play Portal and you're like, dude, like, it really gets, it's a puzzle game, but it's not. It tells a story still, and you're like, you really have to like try and figure out how to get things done.
That sounds
awesome. Very strategy.
I do need to.
I think you would enjoy it.
I do need to play it.
Oh, another thing we didn't talk about: The Last of Us. You hear about this?
No, what?
The Last of Us 3 is reportedly in development.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh man,
that's gonna be massive.
That came from a movie leaker. Not even a games leaker. That came from somebody who leaks out movie stuff. And I was like, dude, that's huge, man. Like, I know I'm in the minority, but it's a pretty big minority because I see people love it now. I love Last of Us 2 just as much as 1. I love both. So I cannot wait for a 3rd game in that series.
I like Mike's idea. We're going to get together on our next trip and we're going to bring a PlayStation and I'm going to experience Last of Us for the first time with you guys.
Please.
And we'll see what it's like. Again, I've never played the game.
Yeah.
I've heard it's amazing, but we'll see how that goes.
I just want you to experience the story. We'll put it on fucking easy and just, dude, seriously. I mean, it's not a hard game, but I'm just saying just so you can get through it quicker so we could get through it in that trip. Because it's like, you put it on easy. It's like an 8 to 10 hour game, maybe like a 10-hour game. So
easy.
We're just gonna freaking like just order a bunch of pizza or something, just chill out and like watch you play Last of Us and experience everything. Like, there's few things that I wish for in life. One of them is to experience that game for the first time all over again. Like,
is that your game that, like, if you were to pick one game to experience for the first time, that'd be
it? Dude, like, the story is incredible. It's a masterpiece in every sense of the word, man. I would put that game, if it came out this year, I would put it over God of War and Elden Ring. That's how much I love it. It's
Halo 3 would be mine that I would want to re-experience.
Yeah. Like, dude, it's so incredible. Like, it hits you right in the gut. It makes you cry numerous times. Like, dude, like, you cry right at the beginning. You cry. I'm not gonna say what happens, but you'll see, dude. It's such an incredible game. And like, the only thing you could give it some flack for, and it's only because it's dated now, is the gameplay a little bit, but the gameplay is still like, it's great. Like, it's good enough. Like, it does the job it needs to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I think I like that they're remaking and remastering the games so that way they fit better on the current gen consoles.
I forgot about
That's
that.
cool.
The gameplay is going to be 10 times better for you now because they have the remake on PS5 that just came out.
Yeah.
So, I cannot wait for you to experience that. The game is so good. So good.
That'd be a good time. I saw something today and I want to get your thoughts on, obviously, you're a dad.
Yeah.
So this kid, from the story that I read, he stole his grandma's credit card, I want to say 2 years ago, and bought a ton of V-Bucks and spent it all on Fortnite. So for the past 2 years, he has not received any Christmas gifts from any relative because of what he's done to repay his grandma.
Wow.
Imagine.
How did it take them 2 years to figure that out?
No, not 2 years to like figure it out. It's taken 2 Christmases worth of gifts for them to be like, you still haven't paid back grandma.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, that's got to be at least what? $1,000 that you spent on grandma's credit card?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, that's insane, dude. Oh God.
If you caught your daughter stealing your credit card to buy V-Bucks, how would you handle it?
Well, she'd be grounded for sure. He'd be grounded and like,
yeah,
and I have to find like a secret stash for my wallet or whatever the case may be. But she's never gonna run into that situation because I'm already spoiling her to death. I'm gonna keep spoiling her to death, and like, hopefully she doesn't play Fortnite. Sorry, all you Fortnite gamers out there. I want her to be a single player gamer like her dad. So if she's like, "Hey, Dad, I want $60 for Last of Us Part 5." Oh, fuck yeah, I'll buy that shit in a heartbeat. You know?
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah. Less.
You know what I mean? That's why that's why I wanted a daughter, because my brother kept telling me, he's like, you don't want a son, trust me. And I'm like, why? He's like, because he's gonna play with all his friends play. So they're gonna be playing Fortnite 2 or 3 or whatever, and Call of Duty and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, but your daughter, they're daddy's girls. They're gonna play what dad plays. So she's gonna play Last of Us with you. She's gonna play, Spider-Man with you, like all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
she's already a daddy's girl with me, dude. Like when mom comes home, it's like, oh hey, what's up? When I come home, da-da! it's
that's
insane,
so
dude. Like, oh wow,
dude, I think it's crazy though. Imagine spending stealing your grandma's credit card, spending $1,000 on it, and the punishment is that you get no Christmas presents for 2 years.
That's wild, dude.
That's insane. That's crazy parenting.
What's funny to me is like whenever my parents would issue a punishment out like that, like I never stole money or anything like that, but like they would ground me and say they wouldn't give me anything for Christmas. They never really followed through with it. Christmas would come around and I'd still get a gift. So for his parents to hold firm to that and actually not get him gifts for 2 Christmases in a row, I'm like, damn, okay.
Did another thing that I saw that some parents do is they'll wrap empty boxes and put them under the tree. So that way when the kids misbehave, they'll grab the empty boxes and throw it in the garbage.
Oh, shit.
Like that they're getting rid of their Christmas gifts, but there was nothing in there in the first place.
That's wild, dude. Have you seen some of these parents, have you seen the pranks of like there's one they'll actually give the kid a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or whatever, but they give them a box, like a PlayStation 4 box stuffed with clothes or something like that.
Yeah.
So they open it, they're like,
those are the best though.
The PS5, they open it, there's nothing there, but they actually do get the PS5 later. I'm like, that's cool. When they don't get the console later, those are the pranks that suck. I'm like, why would you do that to your kid?
Just the empty boxes.
And I'm like, where did you even get an empty?
Spent $30 on the box.
Yeah, it's like, where did you even get an empty PlayStation 5 box from? Like, you animal.
Dude, the last thing that I want to talk to you about is the Epic Games lawsuit. Now, not the one that you're probably thinking of, okay? Epic Games is being sued because 3 Canadian parents think that Fortnite is too addictive. They're comparing Fortnite to cocaine.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. Addictive drugs.
Has this case been thrown out already at this,
So it was filed, I want to say 2 years ago. And it just got put into court, and the judge ruled in favor of the parents, which means that it'll continue further in court.
Are you kidding me? That judge must have kids that play Fortnite. He has to.
Dude, the kids played almost 8,000 hours, which is equivalent to about a year worth of gameplay in 2 years. So you've spent half of the last 2 years, literally nonstop. That'd be 24 hours a day playing Fortnite. Like, what the hell?
That's wild, dude.
Again, as a parent, this case, in my opinion, the case should have been thrown out immediately, because as a parent, that's your job to say, okay, no more video games. Let's take away the controller, take away the power cable like my parents used to do.
Dude, even though I'm a gamer, my daughter is like, you're not playing games until your homework is done and your chores are done. Like,
it's fair.
You're done with that, then you have the rest of the night you can play video games with dad. You know what I mean? As much as I would love her to play video games all day with me, I'm going to make sure her priorities are straight. What are these fucking parents doing? They're not doing that. That's
dude, wild. They're complaining that there are days where their kids don't socialize or eat or shower. Whose fault is that?
Yeah.
It is the parents' fault, not Epic Games or Fortnite's fault. They're really calling Fortnite too addictive.
Yeah. That is...
Again, If this case goes any further, any game could be classified as too addictive if you have too many hours in it.
Yeah, it's not gonna go any further because there's parental locks in consoles. There's all kinds of tools for parents to
Yeah,
use,
but
you know?
even then, it shouldn't have gotten this far. So the fact that it is this far is also concerning.
That is crazy, man. That's like
Ridiculous.
it's that anti-video game agenda that just, you know, I know judges aren't politicians, but like politicians have, where every other year
Yeah.
they want to ban video games because they make people violent and stuff, even though that's been scientifically proven to not be the case. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did a recent video that I posted was talking about 3 like things that people typically don't know about video games.
Yeah.
Typically people assume video games are unhealthy. And it was like it increases attention span, it increases reflexes, and a study was recently done that those that game experience less excessively tiredness.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can still be tired, but I thought it was crazy that a lot of the comment section are still like, video games are still really unhealthy. The last one isn't true. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, this is not me making this up. This is me literally like reporting a study to you that there are a lot of actual benefits to playing video games.
Yeah, there is. It's like, dude, it's exercise for your brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
get so a lot of my creativity comes from playing games and watching media like movies and TV shows, and you know what I mean? I don't read books, but like all that other stuff is like, it really helps the creative juices, you know, get flowing and stuff.
For sure.
You know, so it's just like it's also inspiration. Like, wow, you know, like Last of Us was so incredible. Like, how can I do that in TikTok form on gaming news? Like, how can I like make somebody feel that way? You know?
Yeah. It's also a stress relief.
Yeah.
Which is also a positive health factor.
Yep. It's true.
If this allows you to relieve your stress, absolutely. I think it should be marked in the healthy category in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, everything is okay in moderation in terms of like gaming.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing it and you're playing 24 hours a day like those Fortnite kids,
Yeah.
no, like that's unhealthy. But again, like gaming is healthy in moderation.
Yep. And you don't know when you're playing a lot too. You'll feel it. Be like, damn, I think I've been playing this for too long. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, your butt will start to hurt at that point.
I think a couple hours every night, or like, you know, at least like 4 or 5 nights a week. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Like, it's an escape from reality. That's why we do it. That's why we love it so much. It's an escape from our realities. You know what I mean?
You know what I think would low-key help? A lot of games are starting to bring this back, but couch co-op.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate for couch co-op because I remember, again, the Halo days where I would have friends over and we'd all be playing Halo. Yeah. And then one friend would be like, yo, you want to go outside or you want to do this? Or like, let's go here. You've been playing the game for an hour and then you just got off. Yeah. Or you could be playing there for a couple hours, but you're conversating. Yeah. You're doing other things. It's a thing that you're doing together, right? Versus everything now is just online. I wish that we would do more LAN tournaments and we would do more in-person gameplays and couch co-ops. I even remember the days with the Wii and I'd have buddies bring over their controllers so we could play the Wii together.
And,
you know what I mean?
The game that we just talked about recently, Rock Band. You know, your friend has a drum kit, one friend has a guitar, the other one has the mic, and you guys just jam out together. Like my fondest memories are me as a kid growing up playing, at the time I was N64, that's how old I am. And we were playing Smash Brothers, GoldenEye, all those multiplayer games. We play for a few hours. We'd go outside, rollerblades, skate, play basketball, come home at night, watch WWE Attitude Era, which was the best wrestling's ever been. And dude, my fondest memories, just like being with my friends from like, you know, dusk till dawn, just doing all that stuff. And that's gone nowadays. Everything's online now. And kind of
it's culture, bro.
Yeah.
It's culture. It really is. Like, I think that we've lost sight of that. I'm not one to live in like the past. You know what I mean? I'm all for where we're headed in the future. I just wish that we could have a little bit more couch co-op. I just wish that we could set up some more times with the buddies to be like, hey, let's game in person. Because that sounds like a great time.
So besides you playing Last of Us on our upcoming trips, we're just going to fucking couch co-op some shit. I'm sure there's got to be some games out there that we could play. Or maybe we'll just, you know, bring a couple PS5s, hook them up on different TVs and do it that way. Like, just something, man. Like, I want to experience that again.
Absolutely. Even back in the day when you would like play a single player game and you're like, yo, I just played for 30 minutes. Your turn. Like, hand over the controller.
Yeah, just that.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I'll have a blast just watching you experience Last of Us. That is going to be,
I think
dude, I'm going to have such a good time with that.
We'll record it too. So that way we'll get the reactions.
And Mike is close to Boston, so I'm expecting him to be at PAX East.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mike.
Okay, so is that when we're bringing Last of Us? Is that one, that trip?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll plan it for Boston.
And then we'll get I think Tropical Joe, another friend of ours, wants to go to that too. So
Todd should be there as well because he's in Michigan, so it's
that's gonna be an easier trip for them and a hard one for us. It's the opposite of the Game Awards.
Exactly. But again, had a great time at the Game Awards. Absolutely loved seeing you guys, and
so fun, dude.
That was a good podcast. Yeah. And on that, we will end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.